Hey, we celebrating Christmas, we celebrating, what else? What was it past? Easter? We celebrating all these things, but it's like if you, Halloween, none of these things have, when you read the Bible, we don't see them. So we can't sit there and be like, oh, we celebrating Jesus. Well, why Jesus ain't do it? Why ain't nobody that followed Jesus after he died did it? So we finna find out a lot of these traditions got a different background than what we've been told. Different origins.
This for the lost sheep. This for the lost sheep. We hit the road for the fold. For the lost sheep. We hit the road for the fold. For the lost sheep. Live. Young shepherds, boots lace, we young shepherds.
You believe in the Bible? All praise to the Most High. So what we out here? What we out here to show our people is not only our history, all praise to the Most High. We try to show our people our history in the Bible, but also give our people some solutions to a lot of issues that we see, because a lot of issues that we have in our community is a direct relation to us disobeying what we see outlined in the Bible. Like our Creator, just like everything that's made, if there's a creation that exists, typically it comes with some type of instruction manual or purpose, right? Our Creator, He made us, He gave us things to follow, and those things serve the purpose to prevent us from experiencing a lot of affliction, trauma, things we go to today that affects us for the rest of our life. But the issue we having is that we forego that instruction manual, and then we decide to try to, we F around and find out, for lack of better words. We experiment on our own and end up figuring out, dang, this wasn't the right decision to make. This wasn't a good path to go down. But we didn't have to do it in the first place if we could just live within the confines of this. The issue that we face, though, is this. Read that.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transferred by the renewing of your mind.
Wait, read it one more time.
But be ye transformed.
One time.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
The advice that we see, or the counsel we see the apostles give, is that we are not to allow ourselves to be conformed by what's socially acceptable or whatever society deems to be right and wrong, and conform ourselves to that standard. We should have a universal standard that we stand on of morals, ethics. That don't matter what age we living in, what place we living in, it guides how we move and how we interact with one another. But if we got this moldable form or a standard of ethics and morals, then it's going to change based off of what's in front of us and what's around us. And that's what we're experiencing. When Americans say, you know what, we accept homosexual marriage, that's okay, you can't talk nothing about them, whatever. Now we accept it. We accept it on TV. We accept it in I think now they got drag queens in school teaching the kids dress up. All this weird stuff now, because we don't stand on nothing. And to be honest, we shouldn't expect this country to do so when our first experience with this place was this. So we should have no expectation of America setting up or putting anything in place that's going to be beneficial for us, beneficial for our way of life or how God intended us to live. Like off top, I just throw that expectation out our head. Like that's not going to happen in this country. But with that in mind, that we got to seek another form of, well, what type of God or what standard should I be going by? All right, give me Sirach 17:11. Watch this. Watch this, Sirach 17:11. Because God does give us this standard. Now watch what this standard is in the Bible.
This is Sirach chapter 17, verse 11. Beside this he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage.
What would you say, when you hear that word heritage, what does that mean to you? The word heritage. Yeah. Like what would you say, how would you define that in your own words, like heritage? Yep.
This is Sirach chapter 17, verse 11. Besides this he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage.
So how would you define what a heritage is? Just to you, in your own words. A gift? No. The Bible says the Lord gave his people the law of life for a heritage, right? The question I was asking is, how will we define what a heritage is? How will we define that word? Like, what does that mean? If you gotta look it up, that's fine. That's fine. What would you say?
Ask me that question again.
What's a heritage? When we think about it, when we hear that word, what comes to mind? Okay, ain't no problem. So you had some? I mean, it's kind of a gift, but not really. Heritage is like a way of life, customs, traditions, beliefs, things of that nature that's passed down from one generation to another, like within a group of people, within a race of people. These are things they pass down from generation to generation, right? What would you say is black people's heritage, or so-called black people's heritage? You said what? Oh, you said hair? Well, and that goes to my point, is that since these things right here took place, right, since us experiencing these things in this country, whatever memory of whatever culture we had before we came here is gone, right? And that's why any celebration, any belief, whatever this country got to offer, we flock to it. Like, they got a lot of people celebrating St. Patrick's Day. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing. Hey, I done seen some black leprechauns. Yeah, hey, we celebrating Christmas, we celebrating we'll just pass Easter. We celebrating all these things, but it's like if you Halloween, none of these things have, when you read the Bible, we don't see them. So we can't sit there and be like, oh, we celebrating Jesus. Well, why ain't Jesus ain't do it? Why ain't nobody that followed Jesus after he died did it? Because when you couldn't find out, a lot of these traditions got a different background than what we've been told. A different origin than what we've been told. You say it's a celebration of us in slavery? Now they probably did. I wouldn't be surprised they did burn some of our people. But even if you look up what Independence Day is about, it has nothing to do with us. It's July 4th, 76 is when that day was started. It's celebrating this country's independence from Britain. And where were we at in 1776? Right here. They celebrate their independence and we dependent. You know what I'm saying? They celebrate their independence and we don't have none. We was enslaved at this time. But watch when July 4th come around this year. We're gonna be outside popping the fireworks with them. The point is that we don't have any culture to cling on to. So whatever this country got to offer, that's what we clinging on to. And the issue is that we don't know where to find that culture, that beliefs that we had prior to those events taking place. But guess what? Those things are in the book that we have. Probably got 10 copies of it in our house. We go to a building every Sunday that got all that information in there. This book, believe it or not, is our history book. This book, believe it or not, contains what our ancestors believed in, what they follow, what they practice. The issue is that we got a church dang near on every 50 feet in this city, and none of them explain that to our people. Instead, they're gonna tell you something for a good hour to make you feel good, get you hyped. Then they're gonna lock the doors on you and be like, I need 20,000 before you leave up out of here. I need about 20,000 before you leave up out of here, and this for God. Y'all can't go home. Y'all can't see y'all kids till I get 20,000. You know what I'm saying? They tell you what you want to hear to get that wallet to open. But when it comes to actually teaching something that is beneficial to change what's outside of that church, they nowhere around. Like, I don't see too many pastors out here doing this for free. I think how much you got to pay TD Jakes for a prayer or a phone call? Like $30,000 for a phone call, for a prayer. That's what you got to pay this man, right? They don't have no sincere care for their people, or sincere care for people that say they believe in God. They don't, right? But what we gotta understand is be able to acknowledge that those places, they don't have our best interests at heart, and we gotta come back to what this book actually says. Because y'all believe in Jesus, I think. Yeah. You believe in Jesus, sis? My brother, right behind you. You just walked up. You believe in Jesus, don't you? Watch this, Matthew 19:16. Let's see what Jesus said. Because the main important reason why we say we believe in this book, or we believe that this man is Lord, is because we want to inherit something that we feel like is a reward to come later on. Which is what? What we looking for to come? Huh? He said, yeah, what we looking for it to come?
Jesus to come? What did you say?
My brother, I want you to go nowhere. I want to ask you a question. Okay. He ain't going to direct you back up here. Ask it up here. What are we looking for? The question is, what are we looking forward to come that the Bible talks about? Promises.
He said, is it true that women only supposed to wear dresses and skirts?
Absolutely. We'll read. Come on. I mean, you don't like that. He like, man, if I can't see no girl in no pants, I'm good. Come on, come talk to me.
Why is
You got
that
errands. Ain't God more points?
They believe in it.
You don't believe it either? I'm glad, because now we got two people that we can read this to. You say you know it? Taught you what? Rules and stuff? What else we supposed to be doing? I want you to go nowhere, sis. We're going to read this. I want to read this before you go.
He got a whole girlfriend.
You got a girlfriend, she wear pants?
Hey, she in the car right now.
She got on pants or she got on skirt and a dress?
Pants.
That we got, bro. Come on now. You said you've been taught this. Watch this. Deuteronomy 22:5. And I'm going to show why this is important. I'm glad he came up and asked that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Now remember earlier I was making reference to a standard that the Lord gave us as far as how we're supposed to walk in life. This includes every aspect of life. Meaning we find rules and regulations on how he wants us to eat, things he don't want us to eat, when he wants us to celebrate, things he don't want us to celebrate, even how he wants us to dress and not dress. Right? Now the verse we just read, now watch it. Read it one more time. I want you to go nowhere.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So what would be an obvious woman's garment that the Lord is obviously telling a man that he should not put on? Say earrings? It said garment, not earrings is like jewelry or accessories.
Panties.
He said panties.
Dress.
He said panties, what else? Bra, dress. Right? It's something that's now the thing about panties and bras, that's not easy to be seen. That's not something that's obvious. Now I agree he shouldn't put it on, but that's not something that's obvious. What could be observed from outside of them that a person could see and be like, that's wrong?
A dress.
A dress or a skirt, right? That's obviously made for women. That's understood. Now watch that. Let's read the top part.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man.
Now, where it always is confusing, because I'm glad you was here earlier, sis. I talked about how the world over time, social norms and societal norms change with the times, right? Now, what gets confusing when you read this verse is, I asked the sister, so what's a man's apparel that women shouldn't wear on the opposite side? Now everybody start getting confused and be like, well, I don't know. Why is it that we don't know? If it's very obvious for a man, it's like, okay, well, don't put on the dress, don't put on the skirt.
So when you say that a skirt was a man's thing, they didn't wear pants back in the Bible. They all had on those like dress boots.
But they did wear pants. You want us to read it?
Yeah,
Exodus
now
28,
you see it.
They did. Watch this. Watch this.
Get out.
Now, not only did we wear pants, I want you to go know what it says. Not only did they wear pants, but let's see who wore pants. Read.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 42. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness.
Now, what we know as being breeches or bitches? Pants, okay. So far, we got breeches or pants being made, right? Now, let's see who's wearing them. Read.
From the loins even into the thighs they shall reach, and they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons.
It says they're going to be, these breeches or these ancient pants, ancient form pants, they're going to be on Aaron and his sons, right? To cover up what? What are they trying to cover up? Exactly, right? But now we see that the Lord is saying that, hey, I don't want men and women to share the same apparel. And we got men wearing what? Breeches. So what piece of apparel can women wear that men are wearing that we see? What? It's so hard. I'm gonna give you an example. What that picture is? That's a random sign. Let's see. It might be on this one somewhere. What is it? Okay, I think. Sister with the dress. You can see it in here. Yeah. A lot of our women, is that it? Is that the one I'm looking for? Okay, yeah. A lot of, if you watch a lot of older movies, right? Or even, we ain't even got to go back as far as slavery time. I just say prior to the feminist movement. Only thing you see women wearing was what? Like I'm glad, oh, you weren't here earlier. Watch this, Romans 12:2. You wasn't here earlier. So does time change God's standard? Does God change on what his expectations are?
No, he doesn't change, but in the same concept, he said to me, the way I dress, I drive a truck.
We got sisters in our congregation that drive trucks and they wear dresses.
I ain't been like no drive a garbage truck. So what are we supposed to show me like a garbage truck?
But what's more important to you, doing what God say or just feeling comfortable? Convenience or God?
They dress in our uniform.
You can't go to your job and ask. That's a kind of an issue in itself. But watch this. Read. I want you to read it.
Yes.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
God tells us not to be conformed by, you say it's a different time. So what? Well, there's a time where 10 years down the line, they say, okay, you know what? It used to be outlawed for you to have sex with kids, but love is love. Right. You see a young boy, he looks sexy to you, go and grab him up and that could be your boyfriend. And you're going to be, what you going to say? You're going to be like, well, it's different time. That's what we going to say? Why is it our morals have changed over time when God don't change? His standards never change. Never. You see the problem with that? If we gonna play that game of, well, it's a different time, then let's do that with everything then.
Right.
It's gonna be a time where killing might be okay. Then you gotta be okay with it then, right? Because times change. It's acceptable now. Society say, the white man say, it is okay, so it's okay. Hell no, the white man ain't our God. I don't give a damn what America say is okay, or what type of pants or apparel they make. They can make some tight little jeans and say this is for women. The hell with them. God says women are not supposed to wear it, so that's what we're gonna stand on.
Right.
What we gotta eventually come to agreement. I want my brothers on with y'all go nowhere yet. Cause
How long y'all gonna be out here?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying I don't want y'all to run off nowhere just yet. Because before you go, the point I want to make is, as men, as both as women, especially when you get up in age and we having children, we gotta set the standard that if we truly believe in this book and believe in the God of this book, we gotta stand on what He say and not show no compromise. Because then our kids gonna look up and they gonna turn out and be like, dang, you was all this preachy stuff until it didn't fit, it wasn't convenient for you. You was all God love you until you read something you ain't like. Now how you think they gonna feel when they read something that they don't like? They gonna look at you and be like, well, Ma, you did it. So y'all finna smoke this weed. Y'all finna sleep with this sister over here and get her pregnant and leave her with this kid and probably pay for the abortion. Y'all finna do all this evil and I don't want you to tell me nothing because I done seen you do the same thing. You see the problem we get put in? So we can't have this back and forth like, I don't like that. My job don't let me do that, so God, I'm gonna put God secondary and my job first. What common sense to do what God says. Titus 1:16. That's true. Nobody tell you not to work. We got sisters that are police officers in dresses and skirts.
Right. That's right.
I ain't never seen the police.
I could pull up a picture and show you. I could somebody pull up. Just type it in, pull it up, and pull up one police officer in the dress. Bet money you'll find it. Bet money you'll find it. Give me Titus 1:16, because this is what typically the mindset of our people today. What?
It's the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him.
Well, we gotta, and this is really an issue with how we've been taught in the church, is that we think our relationship with God starts and it ends with just saying, oh, I believe you, Lord. I believe you, the King. I believe, like it's just a verbal relationship. If you had a relationship with a man like that, you would consider that to be toxic. If a dude just say, yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, but then he don't do nothing for you. He not taking care of you. He won't raise his kids. He'll cheat on you any chance he get. But because he love you, that's a good relationship. Why would you treat God that way? I love you, God. I love you, God. I do believe in you. But you got a picture? Please show it to the sister. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. And I'm pretty certain she is doing way more physical work than you. I'm saying they be having to tackle men, arrest grown men. They putting their life on the line. And what I'm saying is, if you believe in God enough, like a lot of our people say we do, then it should be nothing that separates you from doing what God do. You would sacrifice everything to do what God tell you to do. That's if you truly believe. Well, we gotta come and realize that some of our people do this. They don't really believe. Read it again.
It's the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
We don't want to be those people who profess that we know God, but in our daily life and the way that we live, it shows the opposite. Those are people we don't want to be. My sister, what's your name, sis? I want you to check out that flyer, sis. I ain't catch your name. What's your name? Nick. Okay. I want you to check out that flyer, sis. If you got any questions, contact us. Our school is like, what, 8 minutes from here? Right down the road. So contact us, read that flyer.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word.